minutes, is that something that you start with, or is there a rule that you can't go past?
I think after 3 minutes, it starts becoming dangerous, to be honest, because I said to her, I said, can we bump it longer? And she said, anything longer than 3 minutes, you start going into a different nervous system and start shutting things off because, you're going from, 30-degree temperatures or 25-degree days to then going minus 40, complete ice, So I think more than 3 minutes, it might be doing some harm. But, I had that twice into my training session a week, and you feel a big difference. The body just goes in this huge relaxation mode, huge recovery mode. And but everyone's different. Everyone gets, some people say, oh, no, they're crap. I'll get way better out of the ice bath. But I'll use them both. If I'm near an ice bath, I'll jump in. If I'm near, one of the tanks, I'll jump in one of those too.
Have you found that your sleep's better because of it as well?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, everyone gets different effects. For me, I just felt, as soon as I got out there, I was like, oh, the body was just, so much more, rejuvenated and just, felt fresh. Where in the ice bath, it's cold, you're wet, you're getting changed. It's just an uglier feeling. I think mentally it makes it feel a lot more shitter than what it actually is.
Yeah, it's cold and wet.
It's never been my forte. But...
And I guess you've still got to, you hop out of the ice bath, but you're still cold. And maybe that's different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, you jump in there, you're wet, you got to get changed. You don't get wet at all, and just come straight out. It's a lot colder, like I said. A normal ice bath, I think, goes to about 2 or 3 degrees, but this is minus 140. So it's just complete shock. You can't breathe. There's obviously, rules that they make you do before you go in there because you got to breathe a certain way and all this other rubbish. But it's a lot colder, and I feel like it's a lot more beneficial to the body and the mind. You're in a thing where you got to focus on your breathing, and you can't breathe through your nose. You got to breathe through your mouth, and you got to keep moving and spinning around every 30 seconds. And it's just a lot better for the body.
I noticed you spent some time in the infrared sauna as well. Is that something?
Yeah, I love doing that too. It's another thing I've incorporated. I find the sauna just dehydrates you. It makes you feel pretty tired and just lazy afterwards. So the infrared sauna, I don't know, I've been chucking that in there as well. I'll probably get an hour a week.
Hour at one time, or hour in total?
No, about an hour a week. I'll do 2 half-an-hour sessions, and just the body, you get better sleep. The skin feels better. You're not dehydrated. You feel a little bit more energetic. There's a lot of things I've done in this camp that I've incorporated that I haven't in the past. So I'm looking forward to fight night. I feel grouse. I'm 29. I'm at my peak, and when you reward the body, you see it fight night. You see it in training, and I'm just doing all the right things. As you're getting older, you learn to train smarter. And a lot of top world athletes say the same thing. And, I watch everybody's, stories and their training and stuff, just so I can, just for my own peace of mind and just for knowledge as well. And love learning and just seeing what all these other athletes do. And it's so much more rewarding when when you look after your body, it gives back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I'm doing now. I don't need to put the, flat stick every day. I'm being smarter and it's paying off. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
When I was younger, I used to just go gangster.
Yeah. I guess that's one of the things that LeBron mastered, completely different vertical, but I guess some lessons. We'll talk about your fight with Hardman in a second. But with your recovery, I'm curious with that. Is that sauna, infrared sauna and cryotherapy, are you doing them on the same day, or are you sprinkling them through days of the week, or is it?
Depending on what I have, every day varies with training. Some days we have sparring, we have pad work, we have bag work, we have drills, running, road work, strength and conditioning. So every day varies. But for me, I try to keep a routine, and it goes with ice baths, the cryotherapy, massages, mobility work, the works. We do it all. And like I said, when you start rewarding your body and giving it that rest it needs, and start giving it life, it just performs on another level. And I had all those 2-3 times a week without fail. Sundays, I'll go on it's meant to be a day off, but I'll go for the long walks, or, go up, go for the bush walks or whatever it may be, and then go in the ice baths and recovery, the massages, all that stuff.
Damn. So you felt massages to be helpful as well? I'm just trying to
huge. You definitely need them. When you're training as hard, we obviously train a lot more than an average person, and when you're putting your body on the line and you're just smashing it every day, that's why I said you need to reward it. When I was younger, I neglected all this, and I wish I did it when I was a lot younger, but I used to just go from session to session. I wouldn't even eat and drink. I'd be like, nah, man, I'm good. Let's just go. I wouldn't stretch out. I'll be like, let's just go, man. Green light, let's just take off. But now, before my sessions, I'll get there always 45 minutes early. I'll stretch out, mobility, stretch after sessions. Obviously, that's a big part of my training as well, stretching. A lot of people don't do it. And I never did it until, the last 12 months. And big difference. You can just go for longer. You got more flexibility, more mobility. You got everything. And as I said, people overestimate how important recovery is. And I was one of them. I was like, nah, man, I'm 21. I don't need that shit. I'm good to go. Let's go to the next session, man. If I'm not training, my opponent's training and get up at 4 a.m. and man, it's all rubbish. These guys that say, I've got to get up at 4 a.m. It's different if you've got a full-time job or whatever. And, but when you're a full-time athlete, the more rest you get, I get up 7:30, 8 o'clock, stretch out, have my breakfast, get to the gym, stretch out again. You got to take everything professional. And, the more sleep you get, obviously, the more better you perform, all the one percenters. And that's what I'm doing now, and I'm doing all the one percenters with the mind work, with the body, the recovery, with everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was just listening to an audio book called Atomic Habits. And one thing that they really spoke about was one percenters and just the compounding effect.
And people, it sounds cringy. A lot of people say, oh, yeah, the one percenters and add them up. And, it sounds cringy. It sounds, textbook. It sounds, like it's just reading it off a whiteboard. But when you start adding all these one percenters, man, it plays a huge role, even in your mind, just you feel good, and you mentally tell yourself, man, I've recovered, I've slept well, I've eaten well, I've stretched out, I've done all the right things. You start performing better. It's just like this effect that just starts rolling.
Compounding, little wins.
Yeah, man. And you start saying, well, I feel good, I look good. Man, well, what else can you ask for? And that's what's happened with me now. I'm just so much more relaxed, more calm. I don't get caught up in bullshit. I'm just chill, man. Relax.
Well, Hardman's trying to bring in a bit of shit talking, stir up the pot a little bit. You've got a fight coming up. Do we have a date set for that, by the way?
April 20th is booked at the moment now. We're still obviously going through negotiations with Fox Sports and stuff like that. But it's looking all good at the moment. It's a Wednesday night at the convention center. I think they've booked the venue and, man, everything's looking good. And Hardman's talking smack. That's just so people can recognize him. Like I said, he can talk all he wants. And I get it, it's to sell a fight, whatever. And, I did it when I was earlier and you got to kind of do these things. But I mean, he's just trying to make himself feel good. And he's already showing me that he's worried, for someone that's going through that much effort, that Googles me, gets all my stats, does all the mathematics for it and, reaches out to me personally. He thinks he gets under my skin. For me, it just makes me think even more. So
he's personally DM'd you as well?
Sorry?
He DM'd you as well?
Yeah, he does everything. And for me, he thinks, oh, yeah, I've got under your skin, man. You fleabag this. For us. Mate, it's just showing me more. You're just giving me more drive and more, mental ability to beat you because you're showing already you're weak. You're reaching out. You're trying to get under my skin. He's trying to be Tyson Fury. I won the fight already before it happened. You haven't. You're actually losing the fight. It's actually worse for him. Him reaching out to me, it just shows, man, like you're worried. I'm on your mind 24/7. You know what I mean? Like it's a Sunday, you should be chilling with your girl, going for a walk, not thinking about Zerafa doing stats because you're worried. And I said to him, man, don't worry, your time's going to come where I'm standing in front of you. And I want to see if he talks like this when I'm in front of him. I guarantee you he won't. And, he just said, oh, yeah. I said, man, even if you lived in Melbourne, if you knew I was a drive away from you, you wouldn't be talking like this. But like I said, he's young, he's immature. He hasn't been at the top level. All this promotions and stuff like that, using my name, it's exciting for him. And I get it. I was there once and I was like, oh, yeah, Mundane this and Jeff on that. And I get it. But, he's a bit disrespectful. And I just laugh it off. Like I said, I'm a lot mentally stronger than he is. And I know that for a fact. So for me, like I said, the date's there. I'm training hard. Whether he's in front of me or, the world champion's in front of me, it doesn't matter. I've got a job to do. I'm training as if I'm fighting for a world title. So it doesn't matter.
Wow. That's where did that mental strength come from to block that out? Because it makes a lot of sense to engage with it, or very easy to engage with, or in the moment.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm a big advocate for mental health and stuff like that. And I always, ever since a young kid, I've always been around it. And even when I played local footy, man, I always see a sports psychologist, and he thinks it's weak. He thinks, oh, I've got mental issues, and it's not at all, man. It's just the power of the mind, people don't understand. People at the top level understand because that's why they're at that level. And he doesn't because he's not at that level. But the power of the mind, you can train the house down. You can do everything right. Come fight time. If you don't know how to say, okay, switch on and off, man, you've lost the fight. And I know that. And he's already said, I get nervous before I fight. Anyone that gets nervous doesn't get nervous. I said, man, I know how to flip that switch. And that's because I've programmed my mind.
What's the switch? What are the two differences?
Well, he just goes on. He just wings it. You know what I mean? He just goes in there and does what he does in training. I don't know. I know how to channel that energy, channel that, that anger, channel everything to getting the job done. I know how to stay calm. I know how to stay, when in the most serious situations, I know how to be calm. I know how to just be, like nothing's happening, like emotionless. He doesn't know how to do that. He shows it. He gets revved up. He says this, he says that. You call him a drunk. He turns, he does this, he does it. That's all emotion. It's like reading the body. He doesn't understand, man. I'm reading him by just looking at him. Anyone says, oh, yeah, shut up, Fleabag. You're just saying something, mate. It is what it is. Like I said, he says, oh, I've got to, you got a box for 12 rounds. I've only got to land one punch. I'm like, mate, you keep believing that, man. You keep believing that. Like I said, that's all here. That's all immaturity.
Yeah,
what I mean? And it all shows.
Tiger Woods referred to the moment just before he teed off or made a shot in golf as the blackout phase because he couldn't actually remember anything that happened. But he just knows that when he looks at the ball as he walks up to it to take the swing, everything just disappears.
And my sports psychologist is the same one that Roger Federer has. When Federer's in Australia. Sorry?
Who's the psychologist?
Oh, I can't say, mate, because I can't.
Can't say?
I can't let too much out. But, when Federer's in Australia, he sees him and he says, mate, the things that he does before he takes his shot, it's the smallest things, even like Nadal. He can't, did you see the other day with his water bottle?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the little things, the way he blows on his fingers. And this is all here. Ash Barty, a perfect example. You know what I mean? Like she does the same walk up. There's a different walk up she does every shot. It's all here. That's all mental. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's programming the brain to say, Mick, this is the job. You got 12 rounds. This is what we need to do. Let's be calm. Let's be cool. You can't just tell yourself that. You can't just say, okay, we're going to go out there and, do A, B, and C and just, let's just do it because we've done it in the gym. It doesn't work like that. Under the lights, in front of the people, the nerves kick in. I know how to channel all that off. You know what I mean? And I've invested that much money into my mind, but the mind's more than the body. You know what I mean? The mind tells the body what to do. The body will follow. And this is what people don't understand. Well, not people. Hardman. Hardman thinks, oh, yeah, you're a fucking flea bag. Cool, mate. Dude, you just do you, bro.
Yeah, I wonder if at what point is that just conversation because it's entertaining to listen to, see what's being said versus is he able to flick that switch?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I get it. I get what he's trying to do because, again, I was there 10 years ago doing that. You know what I mean? And until I really found out what it's about and how to program and be the best athlete on the night when it matters. You can go into the gym now when no one's watching or when you're a handful of people are watching. You look like an absolute beast. You hit pads like Floyd Mayweather and you got power like Mike Tyson. But come fight time, that all goes.
Are there any exercises you're doing in the change room? Are there any exercises you're doing in the change room? Of
course. There's breathing techniques. There's certain things. There's visualizer. There's so much things that I do. I'll do an hour worth of work mentally before I walk out there. And that's not because I'm weak. It's to get the best out of me.
So talk to me, because I've been put onto Wim Hof recently with his breathing techniques and read a book about by James Nestor called Breath, about the breath and just the importance of breathing through the nose. Very interesting. And I feel just focusing on that, becoming more self-aware of my breath has helped me center myself. What else are you doing? Part.
That when the key to breathing and breathing from the tummy and that's to bring you back from your negative thoughts. That's being present. You're coming back to I'm breathing. It's coming from the tummy. I'm present now. So you're now blocking out all this negativity and you're present. And that's a simple one, But then there's more you can do beyond that. And again, like I said, I don't say too much because I just do what works for me. And it's a big part of success. All the top. Hardman thinks it's a joke seeing a sports psychologist. all the top athletes, you name them, from all the top boxers I know personally because I've been over there. You know, all the golfers I know personally as well. You know, all these other guys that have dealt with them, you know, UFC fighters, they all have it. They all have sports psychologists, swimmers, all of them. And it's not, I'm scared, I don't know what to. It's not. It's okay. When it's time to go, switch on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Of course.
Today, you've probably thought about 1,000 things. You know what I mean? But I know how to not think about anything and just think of what needs to be done. I'm sure winning, losing will cross his mind. What if? The what ifs never cross my mind. Whether I win or lose, it doesn't cross my mind. But I know that when I get in there, it is the 100% best Michael Zerafa in there.
So when I bring up April 20, what words come across your mind? What's your thoughts about it?
I'm just cool, calm, man. For me, it's just another day. You know, I know that I've got to go out there and get the win. And I believe in my ability, man. I truly do. And I don't think he underestimates me big time. And I know he does. And Jeff Horn did it, and everyone else that lost, 29 people out of 33 had the same thought process he did. And 29 have failed, So this is just another person. Doesn't matter who he is, what he's done, what he's accomplished. It's just another person in my way with the same thought process as the 29 that lost against me. And, if he wins, credit to him. If he loses, then what? But for me, like I said, I'm just cool, man. I'm just calm.
I can tell.
I don't get worked up. He thinks he gets under my skin. He doesn't. Sometimes he texts me and I'm like, bro, where you going? You're boring today. Come back. Oh no, yeah, fuck you, you flea bath. Whatever. Enjoy your day, bro. But he's just showing me that he's worried. Because for me to be messaging you 24/7, it's like if I message you 24/7, hey man, can we do it live? Can we do it live? It just shows that I'm keen to do it live. He's doing the same thing. Oh yeah, you're this, you're that. I'm going to do this. Why, man? Why do you? If you're going to do all this, why do you need to tell me?
Yeah.
Why do you need to remind me and yourself that that's what your plans are? Do you have doubt? True. You know what I mean? He's just programming himself to say like, oh yeah, I'm going to knock you out because, cool, man, go do it. You said you're going to knock me out within 2 rounds. Do it. But don't need to tell me. Do it. Dates booked. Venues booked. You do it
now.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what I mean, man. I've got no emotion. Man. And that's key, bro. That's key. In anything you do.
Because you say like at 21, you weren't always this way. You were the talker, or even against Mundine just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But like, when did you start to make this shift? Because a part of it helps sell the fight. A part of it, I mean, there's so many people that shit talk, very successful, are able to sort of flick that switch.
Yeah. Well, look, man, I'll be honest. I've always been good in front of a camera. Even when I was playing footy or, if I was at home, with the cousins or whatever it may be, as soon as there's a camera, I just switch on this like, Tom Cruise mode and just, the flamboyance comes out. I just flow with it, and sometimes it can come across, cocky, but it's not, it's just confident. And, obviously with the horn fights and stuff, that was a big build up. That was, that was a lot of that was not staged, but, it was preempt and, there was things that I needed to say and when to say it. And, but for me, I've always been like that. I've always just been not loud, but just confident. Just, if I put my hand up and say, you know what, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it at the best of my ability. If I say, well, I don't think I can do that, like basketball, shocking, can't play basketball. I'll never put my hand up and say, you know what, maybe I can win. I know I can't win. I know I can't play basketball. You always got that 50-50, but I know I'm at the shitter end of that because, I'm just not good at basketball. But if I say, you know what, we're boxing or we're doing this, we're playing footy or, you know what, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you because I know that I can do that. I believe in that. And I know that, I've done it before. I've been in there with bigger names, and I remind myself all these things, all the key successes to, winning a world title.
Exactly. Well, I mean, when it comes to, I guess this is changing direction a little bit as well though, but when it comes to Hardman's size, he'll be probably coming in a lot heavier. How do you see that changing the fight or dictating the fight potentially?
Again, a lot of people see that's a lot of people are like, oh, he's a lot bigger and this, that. That's people that are negative. People say, oh, he's so much bigger. But so I look at it positively. All right, he's bigger. Cool. He might have more whack. But then, he's not going to be as fit. He's going to be a lot slower than me. You know what I mean? There's so much
Yep.
positive
Goes
to him
both
coming
ways.
in bigger. You know what I mean? He's going to be stuck in the mud. You know what I mean? Your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see. You know what I mean? And that's I truly believe that. You know, if I'm dancing around, Iman Carlos, you know, was a smaller guy, he was a little bit taller, but you know, Hardman was a big dude. Hardman for the first 6 rounds was hitting him at will. You know what I mean? And then obviously he didn't have the experience to say, you know what, this is working. I'm going to keep doing this for another 4 rounds. He got drawn in. Credit to Hardman drawing him in, but that's a guy that's not experienced. You know, I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be jabbing, sticking. I'm going to be dropping. There's going to be levels. There's going to be angles. There's going to be all sorts, up the middles, over the top. There's going to be so much things coming from him. He's going to be like, shit. You know, I've never been in a ring with someone that can do stuff like this. And, you know, like I said, perfect example, Canelo Alvarez, Floyd Mayweather. You know, Canelo Alvarez is double the human Floyd Mayweather is, but made him look like a C-grade fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Mayweather was 40 years old.
Yes.
It's you know, like I say, it's like when you play chess. You know what I mean? If you can play chess against a guy that's twice your size, muscles, tats, just got out of jail. But if your brain works better than his brain, it's checkmate.
Yes, that's true. But you would rather have, if you can have muscles and the fitness, you'd take that, I guess. But I guess
of course, that's never the case. You know what I mean? If I could have perfect skin and have a bank account with $100 million in it, I would.
You'd take
it doesn't
that
work.
too.
You know what I mean? You get the gift of what you're given, and you know, for him, sweet, he's got power. What else you got? And
Well, I guess he'll have to show it. Yeah, if he has something, he's got to show it.
I said to him, all the time, I said, bro, you got power. Okay, and that's what you think. He thinks he's got power because he's knocking out guys that are C-grade fighters. That's cool. That's all right, man. You got power. He's got what, 12 wins out of 12 fights with what, 9 knockouts? I've got 19 knockouts. Well, do I sit there saying I'm a beast? I'm knocking out everybody.
True.
I got more knockouts than him. So why is everyone saying he's got more power than I do? How does that work?
I guess it's probably because he's probably going to come in heavier, but I know what you're saying. It's when you got more knockouts.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Man, size means nothing. Skills pay the bills in boxing. And for me, like I said, I just do me. I don't even care about him. It's like driving. I tell this to everybody. It's like driving. If you get in your car, do you worry about what everyone else is doing? You'd go fucking mad. I just get in the car. You worry about what you're doing. You put your indicator on. You turn left. You turn right. You brake when you need to. You worry about what you got to do. That's all I care about. I don't care whether he's standing in front of me or, you know, whoever's standing in front of me. I just got the job to do. I've got a game plan in place, and I'll just stick to that, man.
I mean, that's amazing. So what about you win the fight? Talk to me where you're looking. What's happening
for me,
after
look,
that?
You know, I think this leads to an eliminator. You know, this opens a door for me or Isaac. You know, a world title is obviously my dream. You know, whoever's holding that at the time, I think at the moment, I think it's Golovkin, Triple G, who's a beast. You know, and again, another guy who's got phenomenal power and stuff, but can be beaten. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not worried about what's next. I'm just worrying about this fight. And whoever wins, the career escalates. Whoever doesn't, it's back to the drawing board and a rebuild. So, you know, it's a big fight on the line, man.
Exactly. Do you feel that adds any pressure to your role within the fight now?
Nah, not at all. For me, like I said, I used to, back 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh, man, it's a must win. I've got to do this. Nah, not at all. I've got to do a job, man. And it's like when you go to work and you sign in or, you know, you just do you, man. You just roll, like I said, or just focus on yourself. Couldn't care less what he has, what he says, what he comes with. I'll have answers.
Yeah. I was wondering if you were using, because Hardman's also had a bit of MMA background. I saw you with Alex Volkanovski at the tennis. Are you speaking to him about, I guess, the mindset of an MMA fighter or trying to get a little bit of understanding there?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. We just have a good time. We just have a laugh. And we just chill out, man. You know, he's outside of the gym. You know, we don't want to talk about boxing. We just enjoy each other's company. He's a good dude. I mean, you know, he even says himself, UFC fighters can't box. And this is coming from the world. This come from the world champion.
Yeah.
You know, in the UFC. So for me, like I said, I would never say anything bad about Hardman. I don't say anything bad about him. It's all hype. Hardman, I'm sure he's a good bloke, but you know, he's crossed a few lines. And you know, sadly, he's gonna have to, you know, pay fight night. You know.
Yeah, I actually, as I was prepping for this chat, and I was looking through your Instagram with Alex, and I thought actually it'd be funny because you two are sitting around the same weights, and you sound like too good of mates to want to cross codes, but it'd be entertaining
Me and Volks?
Yeah, if there was a day when his UFC contract.
Yeah, he's a little weapon, man. He's a little tank. He's in prep. I think he fights 2 weeks prior to me.
Yeah, he's coming
against. Can't remember who told me.
I was looking at it today. I can't remember.
Yeah, he's got a big fight coming up too. It's a defense, and yeah, he's the same, man. He's like, I always ring him, and when we're together, we talk about training and what we should be doing, what shouldn't be doing. You know, he's there, and I'm doing everything right. You know, I'm taking. I never get advice from someone that hasn't done it.
That's important.
You know what I mean?
Because there's a lot of those people giving that advice. Most of those,
and they're all giving that to Hardman. They're all giving that to Hardman because my circle have been there and done that. I know that for a fact. You even know that for a fact. His circle hasn't.
It's so funny, just the amount of people. Like, a lot of it's friends and family, and they have a lot of good intent, but they've also got no idea. But so many people giving advice. Yeah,
and then look, that's good because you need the support and stuff. But obviously, you're not going to get someone close to you saying, "Nah, man, look, you're going to get knocked out." You know, fuck, Zerafa is a bit of a, you know, too much of a fight for you. Yeah. They're going to say, "Man, you go there, knock him out, rah rah," and blow smoke up him. But you know, the people around me, I don't go to those people that can't give me the advice. I always go, you know, to those people that can. And it's like me, you know, going to a chef and giving him advice on how to cook. How the fuck? It's not going to work, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, shit, chill, you know, just calm your shit. But for me, like I said, I associate myself around other successful athletes, whether it be in the same sport, whether it be in another fighting, you know, martial arts or whatever, UFC or, you know, soccer or tennis. I'm good mates with, you know, A-League players and you know, other sport, AFL players, and just, you know, recovery, talking about recovery, food, training, what needs to be done, the mindset, everything.
Absolutely.
You hang around greatness, you become great. That's not even, that's just true. You know what I mean? If you hang around dumb and ignorant and stupid people, you become stupid. You know, if you hang around 5 stupid people, you become the 6th.
Yeah. You're the average
and
5 best friends.
That, you know, and that's true. You know, and I say this to people like, nah. I say, man, how many friends did you have in high school? They're like, oh man, I was the jock, man. I had so much. I said, how many friends you got? How many of those friends you speak to now? They're like, oh well, I still speak to Tom, and oh well, yeah, exactly, man. You had all these friends, you can't name 5.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's life. And Hardman, like I said, he's got all these people that just want to see the fight, and I'm sure he's got his friends, his family, and man, I'm sure he's human. At the end of the day, he'll have some sort of heart. But you know, he actually used to be one of my fans, mate. He used to message me, man, you're the king, and mate, Zerafa, man, I know my place. I'll never fight him. He's a champ. he used to suck up my ass 24/7. Now all of a sudden, oh no, you're this, you're that, because you know of politics. And now I'm like, cool, man. Like I said, you know, if you got haters, you're doing something right. I truly believe that too. And man, I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I guess one of those other funny statements they say is never meet your idols. Never meet your idols.
Yeah,
that'll be coming for him. But yeah, have you met many of your idols on your path up?
I mean, look, I've been all around the world. I got to fucking meet. My biggest was sparring Miguel Cotto.
Wow.
You know, I mean, he's my favorite fighter. You know, as soon as I walked in the gym, I was like a little high school girl with the crush. I was like, yeah, oh my god, you know. And I was like, man, when he shook my hand, I was like looking at my hand, like, man, this is nuts.
Wow.
But yeah, I got to rub shoulders with him, Manny Pacquiao. You know, I've been all around the world. You know, Alexander Povetkin. You know, Carlos. I fought on the undercard of those guys, so I got to meet all those guys. And just around the other sports, you know, soccer and, you know, tennis and UFC and boxing, I got to meet so many people. Sugar Ray Leonard when I fought Peter Quillen, and you know, some big names, Mike Tyson. You know, Conor McGregor as well was at wild card when I was there. George St. Pierre, Mark Wahlberg dropped in to see Manny Pacquiao before he fought Vargas.
So were you at wild card gym, Manny Pacquiao's
gym?
Yeah.
So
that was all there.
Yeah, I was at wild card for 8 months training there with Shane Mosley.
And that was when Conor was prepping for the Mayweather fight, I take it?
No, he was. I don't even remember. I think he was maybe Aldo. It would have been.
Okay,
how many years ago was that? So it was about 4 or 5 years ago for me. So he would have been prepping for someone around those, Aldo or something like that. To be honest, I didn't even really recognize him. He's actually a little fella.
Conor.
Yeah, he came in with his beanie and stuff, and he just walked in, and I had no idea. And well, it was him.
Wow.
Obviously, I knew who he was, but I just didn't care. And I was like, over there, it's so normal. You got all these world champions, all these famous people, actors, and like Mark Wahlberg and all those guys. And I was like freaking out, trying to get my phone out, and they're like, "Man, what are you doing?" I was like, "It's Mark Wahlberg," and they're like, "Hey, chill, man. These guys come in and out like nothing." I was like, "Fuck, all right, cool, man." I just try to blend in with these guys, but it's a different world over there, man. It's they fight to live. We fight because we love it. It's different.
Wow. So, do you reckon what's the better mindset then? Fighting to live or fighting because you love it?
Fighting. Look, you got to have a look. For me, I fight because this is life to me. You know what I mean? This is my full-time career, so it's life to me. If I don't fight, I don't eat. I can't put a roof over my head, my family to be. I can't put food on the table. I can't provide for my family. So this is life for me. But I feel like Isaac is like, what, man, I can whack, and I'll see if I've got my chance of knocking a hole. But I think it's a part-time thing for him. So for me, I feel like it's got to be, you got to live for the sport, man. I get up with a goal. I go to sleep with a goal. I don't just wake up because, you know what, I feel like it and I love running and I love looking fit. I fucking hate training, man. Training sucks. I would rather sit there with the boys, drink a beer, eat a pizza. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's life. You know what I mean? But the dedication kicks in and says, you know what? Don't look at it now. Look at it in 10 years. Where does Michael Zerafa want to be in 10 years? You know what I mean? Or back then it was 10 years. Now I'm getting a bit older now. So it's, 5 years. But I'm in my peak now. Everyone gets it backwards. Everyone thinks, Zerafa's 29, he's at the end of his career. Man, it's the opposite. It's the opposite, man. Like,
you fought so many big guys a few years ago, and I think that's probably why.
Yeah, people, I've been in the sport, man. When Anthony Mundine was winning world titles, I was on the undercards. You know what I mean? Like, I was fighting. I've been in the sport for ages, So, I've dominated 2 divisions, and I've cleaned out my backyard, and it's been a long journey. But yeah, I'm at the peak of my career, man. Because the pennies dropped for me. Like I said, the recovery, the eating, I'd live off of Snickers back in the days. I'd get up in the morning, I'd have a Snickers.
Mr.
And a
T does. It makes sense.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like I'd have a handful of M&Ms, and fuck, I'm good for the day. You know what I mean? I won't see me till tonight. But now fueling the body, the recovery, just everything, man.
So diet-wise, are there any specific diets you're on or regimes, keto, nothing like that?
Look, I say the word diet a lot because obviously that's what you refer to, but I never
intelligent
diet.
Eating.
I just exactly right. I never put a label on it. The word is a diet, but I never put, I'm starting my diet Monday, and that's where everyone goes.
It's scary.
Wrong.
It's daunting.
Yeah, and like if you got to wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I've got to have a cup of oats, and I've got to weigh this shit and have red meat, and you start doing your head in. Yeah, I just say, you know what, I feel good. If I'm gonna have a bowl of rice and I feel good, I'll have it. If my weight's on point, I'll eat it. You know what I mean? I make sure I fuel the body with heaps of water. I have teas and stuff like that to just keep the body, nice and relaxed. And that's when you're getting old, when you start drinking tea.
I was going to ask, I had a tea today, a lemon and ginger tea, and the last couple of days I've been loving it. But are there any teas that you're going towards?
No, we got a few like relaxation ones and ones before you take to bed, and just black tea, man, just the natural stuff. You know what I mean? We don't go, hibiscus and all these other weird fucking things. But I start telling myself, that's when you start feeling old and like, can you make me a cup of tea? And it's like, shit, man, I used to do shots. Now I'm going to bed with a hibiscus.
Yeah.
But look, I just, like I said, I don't put the label on it. I don't say diet. I just say, look, man, when you obviously refer back to it, it's, I'm starting a diet and, I'm clean eating, but clean eating.
Yeah.
Smart.
Do you have any snacks that you'll go towards, healthy snacks that you'll go towards if you got a little craving that you want to curb?
No, I mean, I'm a big sweet tooth. Everyone that knows me personally and everyone that knows and followed my career knows I love chocolate, man. I'm a big baby. You put me in a candy shop and it's, I go from sad to extremely happy. No, look, I try, as I see when the fight gets closer, I start, being a little bit more strict and not, cutting out. Like, look at this, I've got a bowl of like chocolate just sitting here.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just for the visitors, you know what I mean? That's not the good stuff.
Keep that bottom drawer.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, look, I love my sweets, I love my chocolate, and if I'm on weight, if I train hard, I reward the body, with the Snickers or whatever. I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I'm a human. People say, oh, like, when's the last time you had Maccas and KFC? I say, man, if I feel like it, I'll eat it. I'd always try to eat clean. I'm not a big fried chicken person or stuff like that. I'll always, I love salmon. I don't eat red meat. I'm not a big fan of red meat, but I love like the salmons. I just don't like the taste. I'm not vegetarian or anything. Yeah, I force myself because it's part of my clean eating diet, but I'll take supplements over, like iron tablets and stuff like that over red meat.
Are there any other supplements that you'll be taking just to help prepare the body?
No, not really. Besides like BCAAs and stuff like that during training, like during sparring, I'll sip on the BCAAs and stuff like that. But no, I mean, I'm pretty natural. I get my motivation and my off life. Just getting up in the morning and just that's my energy, life.
That's awesome. You were talking about just before how boxing is your life, and you're a full-time boxer, obviously. And I was wondering, and I don't want you to go into numbers unless you want to, but like percentage-wise, you've got a few like pretty awesome sponsors and endorsements. Athletic Can, Do You Even? What would you say is like the percentage makeup of your, I guess, overall income from sponsors or appearances versus fighting?
As in just on sponsors or what I like?
Or just in a year. Yeah. So your percentage breakdown.
I'm definitely making six figures a year, comfortably. But I mean, every fight varies. You know what I mean? Like you might get a fight that's, for example, this fight, just under 100 grand, and then you win this fight, your next fight might be 300 grand. You know what I mean? So then you've just made 400 grand just in your boxing. You know what I mean? Off two fights, and then you get your endorsements and all these things, and sponsorships and meet and greets and all these events. And so, look, I'm comfortably making six figures, but I mean, every year varies.
Absolutely.
But it's been tough. Everyone thinks that I woke up in the morning, went to the letterbox and, got talent. It was years. My first fight, I think I got $250.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I wasn't even I was getting $2-3 grand on local shows, on the undercards, and I just kept building.
And I guess that time's probably the hardest because you've got the most friends and family that don't understand. And
I love it.
Realistically, you've got nothing to show for it. So it's
but I love the struggle. I love the struggle, man. Nothing good comes easy. I love, even if I look at a pair of shoes back then and I couldn't afford them, obviously now I'm comfortable, but back then, if I looked at a pair of shoes, I was like, fuck, I've only got $100, they're $200 just for saying, like I wouldn't say, to my parents, give me $100. Like it feels so much better when, you've earned it and you've waited an extra week or 2 weeks and you've got that $200 and you go on there and you bought it, you cherish it more, you take pride of it. When I started buying my cars and stuff like that, the novelty didn't wear off as quick because I fought for those cars, you know what I mean? And, from Beamers to this, to that, to, I'm driving a Ranger at the moment now. And, I bought all these and, you cherish it more. It's more meaningful where if your parents got you clothes or they got you this, they got you that, you don't look after it, like, oh shit, I dirtied my top. But you haven't thought, man, my parents just paid $100 for that top.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So absolutely. For me, I'm very, I'm very,
there's an appreciation that comes for working for your own.
Yeah, grateful. You got to be grateful for things. And that's what Hardman doesn't understand, man. He's getting an opportunity of a lifetime and he's acting like this. He's not grateful for this opportunity. If it wasn't for me, no one would know who he is. He'd be still on someone's undercard on just a normal Foxtel show. Now his purse has gone up. He's now having his first main event on a big show at a big venue. So
do you feel like he should be acknowledging you at least personally?
For me, I couldn't give a shit. Just shows character.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Just shows he got brought up wrong, I guess. Everyone, is different. Everyone has different upbringings, and I come from a very, hardworking family, man, where we weren't rich. We when we very appreciative of the little things, man. Like when we got dinner, I mean, that we're all appreciative of that because, we know that there's some families that aren't eating like how we were, and not only that, to eat like how we were, the things that we had to do. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just, we got mum's making this, and it wasn't like that. So for me, I've always been great. That's why I love giving back, man. That for me, giving back. I hate when cameras are out and they, obviously people do that because it's media and whatever. But I help out at the elderly, and obviously because COVID, it's been hard. But kids with disabilities, the aged care homes, and all these things. I love doing that, just to see them waiting for me when I rock up, and the smiles on their faces, the feeling, man. Like when I go to church, that feeling, that like. I can't explain it, man, unless you're one of those people, like you'll know what I'm saying. But
I think
I just feel like,
does it fill your heart?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I don't know.
Is that the internal feeling?
Like, yeah, like even if my career turned to absolute shit tomorrow, like I know that I'm a good person. I know that I've made an impact on people's lives, man. And whether it be with my sport or just me being Michael, I know I've touched a lot of people, man, and made a little difference.
Yeah, that's a legacy. That's getting different to a career.
That's always been my thing. Everyone says, "Oh, legacy." For me in boxing, legacy it's huge. And it's not all about, "Oh yeah, he fought." For me, I want to be known for, Zerafa. Fuck, he fought everybody, man. He didn't shy away from anybody. He fought big names, man, and what a career that kid had. You know what I mean? And come from nothing to either have it all or to got to where he got. But not only just my career, just how many people he helped. I always have time for anyone. Even just before I walk out, I'm taking photos, I'm signing gloves, and I'm giving literally T-shirts that are on my body to people because, I've got none left. I say, here, take this, take my gloves. I always go to functions, never empty-handed, man. I'm always giving. And just to see people's face, and that's what it's about, man. You got to give back. You got to give back. If you've been given a talent or you've been given opportunities, you got to share it with people. You got it, man.
And what about, I'm trying to think and relate back to the everyday person who, James from Jimboomba, wasn't given a special talent. He just goes to high school and comes home every day and doesn't really know what to do. Is it for him showing up to, or doing a Meals on Wheels? Is that what you would say to someone who doesn't really know what they're passionate?
No, not at all. Not at all, man. I'll just say, take a deep breath and just chill out. Don't think you've got to have all your shit together in your 20s, man. Or people freak out, "Oh, I don't have a house, I don't have kids, I'm 29. Cool, man. Your path is already being planned by God, man. You're destined for whatever greatness it is, whether it's owning a business, whether it's in a sport, whether it's relationally, anything. Your path's already planned out. You know what I mean? It's already written for you. Just chill out, man, and worry about you. Switch off to everyone else and do what you want to do, man. If you love cutting grass, man, cut grass. If you love hanging clothes. You love animals, be a vet. You love food, cook. You love hair, be a hairdresser. Find who James is. Who is James? What does James love? What makes you happy? When you get up in the morning, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to check your phone, you want to check your socials, then what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Oh, I love animals. Bang. There you go. James, let's start working with animals, man. Whether it be a vet, whether it be, saving animals. I don't know what things you can do with animals, but
something with animals. Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Or man, I love hairstyles, I love hair. Yeah, bro, let's get into let's do a barber, open up a barber shop, be a hairdresser. A lot of people take advice from, what are you, and they're followers. And look, I've never been a follower, but like a lot of people are, where if everyone goes left, if I want to go right, man, I'll go right. I do what I want to do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'll do what I want to do, man. If everyone's like, "Oh, you're having a beer," and I'm like, "Everyone's having a beer." Sweet, fucking have your beer, man. I'm having water.
Do your thing.
You know what I mean? Like, but for those people that are confused, it's normal. For those people that don't know what they want to do in life, that's normal too. You know what I mean? I was lucky that I knew at 7 years old. I was like, you know what? I want to be a boxer.
How did that come about?
Man, to be honest, I just woke up one morning and said to I nearly gave my mum a heart attack, to be honest. But I just said at 7 years old, man, I've got photos. I've got to find them. I've got photos of me with socks on my hands.
Let's go.
About 2-3 years old. And I was like, I thought I was Floyd Mayweather, and fucking, it was, yeah. But I just said, I want to be a world champion. I said, you know what? I said to my mum, I promise you one day I'm going to sell out stadiums and I will fight for a world title. And I've done that, and that's the power of the mind. It's the power of the mind, and this is what people don't understand, man. Like, whether I get knocked out or not against anybody, in my head, I've won. I'm winning this fight, man. And the best Michael Zerafa will always leave that ring. I've proven it with everyone I've been in there, win, lose, or draw. There's never been a fight where they're like, oh, fuck, man, Mick fought shit. It was, man, the other guy just fucking caught Mick, fought better, outthinked him, outsmarted him. But the best Zerafa was in there.
Yeah. So what are you taking from a loss then? Because as much as they suck, they're also a good window into some feedback.
I love losing. Losing, to be successful, you have to lose. People are too scared. Oh, man, fuck, what happens if I fail, man? Who cares? Don't be scared of losing. Man, I used to be always like, I literally tell myself, win, lose, or draw, it is what it is, man. The guy that goes in there Wednesday night and gets an outcome of whatever it may be is going to be the same guy that wakes up Thursday morning.
Exactly right.
You know what I mean? Like, people freak out too much and they freeze and they're like, bro, fuck, it is what it is. There's so much chapters in your life. There's more to life than boxing. At the moment, there isn't for me because I've got my goal. But I know after boxing, there's going to be family, there's going to be investments and houses and travel, and there's going to be the works.
Of course.
You know what I mean? There's so much more, you know, in 50, or maybe not 50 years, fuck if I'm lucky, but, 30 years from now, I want to look back and say, man, I want to talk about my experiences overseas and, my fight against Hardman. And that's all memories, man.
What's been your favorite fight to date?
Oh, Cal Brook, man.
Yeah.
I love that. That was fun. That was epic. As much as
that was a huge fight.
It hurt to get the loss, but man, what a fight. Oh, I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I wouldn't change it for the world. That there walking out, that's what I mean. I've been at that level, 20,000 people. Michael Buffer, my ring announcer.
UK, something like that.
Sheffield Arena. Yeah, man. Like that's memories. That's what I'm saying. In life, when you die, you take nothing with you. This here, your clothes, you don't take it with you. You only take memories, man. So make memories. Damn. If I say to me, tell me about your childhood, you'll tell me only about the memories, not what you wore or what you ate. You'll tell me about, when I was 9, I played soccer, man. She was in this goal, my mate chipped it over and I headed it. Tell me about the memories. You're not saying, oh, man, we had sick uniforms that were stripy with blue this way, red that way. Bro, who gives a shit?
So walking into Sheffield Arena against Cal Brook, was that everything that you'd thought of as 7-year-olds with socks on your hand?
Oh, man, 100%. I knew that was where I was meant to be. When I rocked up, I was like, man, I had my fucking face all over cars. And I was on the billboards all around Sheffield, man. I was on every TV channel. I was closed down. So I went for a walk with my team and we were in like a shopping center, like a mall. They call them like malls. And man, they closed down, the security had to come because everyone was stopping us for photos and this and that, because it was more because I was the opponent fighting Cal Brook, but still, because I was fighting Cal Brook, everyone's like, man, that's Zerafa. Like, everyone got around me, and then it got to the point where I couldn't walk from A to B because I was just getting swamped.
Wow.
I was like, man, this is awesome. This is what it's all about. And I can't see memories. I'm telling you about it. The feeling was electric. Man, you got to appreciate that shit because not many people get that opportunity ever.
Not many people in history have
that's
had that feeling.
So I'm super grateful, man. I'm super grateful for the people that were in my life at that point, and for the people that are in my life now, and the people that will be in my life come to the future. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. Absolutely. There's a reason for this fight happening. I truly believe that God's put this fight for whatever reason. I lost those fights for whatever reason, and this fight's happening because either God has something great planned for me or has something great planned for Isaac. Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's how you got to look at it, man. You can't sit there and saying, oh, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to knock you out in the second round. That's it. How can you plan the inevitable? You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going to happen tomorrow. Tell me what's going to happen next week on Wednesday, please.
I can have a guess, but that's about it.
That's exactly right. That's all you can do. So it's false advertisement. It's all false. I can tell you tomorrow, oh, yeah, man, I'm going to do A, B, C, D. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go get...
Well, the less you can cut that out, the more you can live in the present too. And then focus on, okay, what am I doing today? Okay, we're having a chat.
Exactly right, man. You know what I mean? I was that swamped today that if you didn't message me, I completely forgot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Exactly. Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like,
Moment.
it's in the moment. I'm present. I'm always present no matter what I'm doing. You know, when I'm eating dinner, I'm present. When I'm here now, I'm present. When I'm in the shower, I'm present. When I'm in the toilet, I'm present. When I'm at the gym, I'm in the moment. I don't think, oh yeah, tomorrow. How the fuck do I know I'm going to go to bed and have a heart attack? Touch wood.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, no one knows that. So this big talk from Isaac is all rubbish. It's false. And whether he likes it or he doesn't like it, it's false. He'd like it to happen and he can think it might happen, but it's false.
Yeah. I feel
You
like
can't talk about the past, because when you talk about the past, you're depressed. And if you talk about the future, you give yourself anxiety. But when you're present, you're relaxed, man. You're calm. If I start bringing up the past, and I'm sure if you bring up your past, you know, whether it be relationally or a business or a job or an argument, anything good even. Oh, fuck, man, back then it was, you want to start bringing bad, it's always negative because it's behind you. So you'll start feeling depressed. You'll start feeling shit. And if you do the same thing, oh, you know, next week, you start putting pressure and you start getting anxiety and you start doing your own head in, and it's a different effect. It's a reverse. You start giving yourself anxiety.
Yeah.
But when you just chill and you're in the present and you're focusing on today, that's living. That's real.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I feel like I've gotten to the point where I don't look back and I don't look forward too much. I still do a little bit, and I don't entirely want to cut that, really. Yeah.
Stop it, man. Stop it. Anything in life, you can't, because what you put in your head, that little bit that you'll think, oh yeah, tomorrow or whatever, in the next 4 hours, it might not be what your brain is actually telling you. Your expectations might be here and it might be here. And then it could be even better. And you're like, shit. And you know what I mean? But again, it's 50-50. It's false.
What about the things that you want to head towards? Like a 7-year-old winning a world title. What about putting those things in your head?
That's your goal, yeah, but you don't think about it. You understand? Because I can be like, oh yeah, to get to world title, I've got to get up in the morning, I've got to run. But what happens if I get up in the morning? I've got 3 training sessions planned. Yeah, now my goal is a world title. I've already thought about it, the future. I get up in the morning now, I'm like, I've got 3 sessions planned because that's going to get me to a world title. But I go for my run and I roll my ankle or whatever. I can't do my next 2 sessions. Now, because I've put that in my head and I've thought to do this, I'm going to be a world champion now. Now I can't do these. You've just put yourself backwards and now you're depressed.
That's a very good point.
Do you understand? Now, if I say, you know what, I finished my first session, got through it. All right, I'll have dinner or I'll have lunch or breakfast or whatever. And then, all right, what's next? I'm present. Okay, let's plan our second session. Now, if I got injured in that second session, I'm injured. I don't think, fuck, I've missed out on my third session. Fuck, I haven't eaten. I haven't done. You haven't planned anything, man. Chill out. You're injured. That's inevitable. You can't help that. You know what I mean? Like, the smallest little things you just take away. And when you start getting that pressure off you, that pressure on you, it's like if I put a big, weights pack on your back and it's full of 100 kilos. Yeah. And I take out 5 kilos, it's down to 95. Take out another 5, it's down to 90. Eventually, if I keep taking 5 out, you're going to get to a point where like you can stand up now and you're like, it's actually not that heavy anymore. I'm only carrying 30 kilos. You've just taken all this excess pressure off yourself and you've done nothing but be present. And you're living real. You're living in the real moment. You're not living in false advertisement forward, and you're not living in depressed past history.
And what about adding the cell phone to that? This wonderful device.
Man, it's toxic. Everyone does it. I can't live without my phone. Social media is the worst thing in history. If I wasn't an athlete or it wasn't going to help my career, I wouldn't have them. But I mean, I'll check my phone. 5 minutes later, I'll pick it up and check it again. I'm like, fuck, put it down, leave it. No phones. We start doing a thing when we're watching a movie. I've missed half the movie because I'm on my phone. Now, phone's away. Certain time, phone's away, man. Like, because you're reading again. Another thing. I do it too. But like every time you get on social media, everyone's happy. Everyone's partying. Everyone got a new car. Everyone's got a new job. Everyone's got new family, new puppies, new all sorts of shit. It's all false. So no one cries, no one has financial problems, no one is overweight, no one is underweight, no one thinks they're ugly, no one thinks there's so much things that people read, man. Like That's why my page is just solely boxing, just things I've accomplished. I never talk about things I haven't accomplished because I haven't done them. I can tell you about Cal Brooks because I've done it. Win, lose, or draw, I can explain to you about my past if you tell me. But I don't sit and say, fuck, if I did this and if I did that, and Cal Brooks, I could have knocked him out. I could have been done, bro.
Are there any lessons you're taking from the past, though?
Oh, man, of course. Do
you take moments to, and how do those, or what are those thought sessions like where you think back?
I just tell myself, like, man, I never say I could have, I would have, I should have. Never say that. I just say next time. That's all you say, man. Next time.
Is there anything you go, okay, this fight or the last fight, I could have spent a bit more on power or explosiveness? No.
No.
You never think like that?
Never. That's regrets.
It's true.
Can't have regrets. What do you, how can you can't have regrets. I don't have regrets. Nothing I've done in life. If people say, would you change things? I mean, look.
Or add to your arsenal for next fight, even if like that.
Nah, no regrets. Nah, no regrets, man. Nothing. I just say, you know what? That's life. The man upstairs, that was my destined plan, man. That's what he had for me, man. I could have gone in there with 2 guns and a sword. I was going to lose that fight. That was my plan. That was my path. It's like people you meet. Why do you meet them? Where are they now? You know, same thing. Same thing with training. Same thing with life. Same thing with anything. You know, but you have to be present, and that is honestly the key to life and being happy. A happier person. It's being peace with yourself in the present moment. Everyone thinks doing things and you're happy. That's happiness. Happiness isn't being happy doing things. It's finding peace with yourself and where you're at and what you're doing and where you're going.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In a calm.
I can have chocolate now and feel good and be like, oh, yeah, I'm happy. It's not making me happy. It's just making me feel good. It's because you've got to be at peace with yourself, man.
Damn. That's a really awesome outlook and perspective for life as well.
I'll just do it, man. If I can, like, you know, rub shoulders with somebody and help, you know, and give a little bit of advice to somebody, or, you know, anyone that's feeling down and out, man, reach out, man. I love helping people. It's a task for me. It's a new challenge, you know, for myself, because if I can help somebody with their problem, man, you're invincible. You can do anything. You know, and if anyone went through what I went through, man, if you can survive what I've been through with the last 2 years and what happened with the zoo fight and stuff like that, man, nothing can take me down.
Talk to me about that. Talk to me about the zoo fight.
Shit. It was shit, man. But again, I'm strong mentally, man. I was just like, at the start, I was like, you know what? This is a shit feeling because I was the man. You know what I mean? I knocked out Jeff Horn and did this, that, and this is the same people have just turned on me. You know, and I'm like, for what? It's different if it was like Mick. You know, I come out to public and said, hey, guys, you know what? I'm scared. I'm not going to fight Tim Tszyu. Man, you're a bitch. You're a fighter and you're not going to fight. Sure. But that's not the case, man. I trained the house down, man. We were ready to go. I was on weight. I did all the media. I flew back and forth to Sydney. Man, the coronavirus and the pandemic that we're in wasn't allowing my team to fly over there. There were so many things that were promised in the contract that couldn't be delivered because of the COVID. Man, the biggest fight in Australian boxing, I can't have my team there. They wanted me to fly the morning of the fight, get up at like 6 a.m., fly back the same day, you know, do a virtual weigh-in. Like, there was just so much shit. I was like, man, this is the biggest fight. Let's fucking postpone it then 2 weeks until it passes, and we'll just go from there. They said, oh, well, let's leave it at that, and then we were replaced. You know, and this is what was hurting, because I was like, man, it's all fake. It's all lies. That everyone, the big Chinese whispers. You know, and I was like, it got to the point where I was like, you know what? If you got to get up in the morning to make somebody else's day better or to make them feel better, then you're not living. So I said, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck them. You think what you want to think. And that's life. You can't please everybody no matter what you do. If you're too nice to somebody, you're fake. And if you're honest, you're rude. So you can't win.
That's
you know what I mean? If I sit there saying to you now, oh, man, I love your hair. Fuck, I love that shirt. Comes in and be like, bro, this bloke's fucking a suck up. Man,
I'll take anything I can get.
But you know, I'm saying, but you know, people gonna say, bro, he's fake, man. He's
Yeah.
like, you know, and if I say to
He's
you, bro,
putting it on.
that hairstyle looks shit, bro. That top's too small.
I know you're being honest.
I'm just saying, no, but I can't
Yeah,
even
I know.
I'm saying if
I know
was
what you're
honest,
saying. Yeah.
people say, man, you're fucking rude. So you can't win.
Yeah.
So I'll just be me, man. And the right people that love me, that care about me, that know who I am, that know I give back, that know I'm a funny dude, man. That's all I need, bro. Because at the end of the day, we all go to the same place. We all end up in the same hole. And, you know, that's life, bro. No matter how rich you are, how poor you are, how good you are to someone, how bad you are to somebody, we're all equal. We all end up the same, man.
That's
you know
awesome.
We all have a funeral. And we all meet the big man upstairs.
Yes, sir. We'll start to wrap it up now. We did a question on our Instagram stories. I've just picked one question from James. He's just asked, is there one song that you'll listen to pre-fight early morning to get you in the zone?
Man, tune into Eric Thomas and listen to every single one of his motivational speeches.
No music.
He's the man. There's heaps hard work, dedication. There's so many, man. Pick one and just zone out. And I listen to all of them from the morning to the night, man. Just before I walk out there, it's called Hard Work by Eric Thomas. Dedication, man. It's next level. So
Wow.
Tune into that. And if you follow my socials, man, I want to hear the feedback on it, man. What you thought. And yeah, man. Just stay hungry, stay focused, and do what you want to do, man. Don't listen to anybody else because nobody wants to see you do better than them. I promise you that.
Yes, exactly right. And what was your handle again for social media? It's Michael _ Zerafa for anyone that's wanting to check you out. April 20, Isaac Hardman. Anything else to add? Any announcements to make?
Man, just all the people that show their love and support. Always say it. Thank you, love yous all, and the guys that hate me, I appreciate you guys too. And reach out if you ever need anything. I'm only a message away.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys.